everybody. Hope you all doing alright. So we're going to start off our day. Well, not starting it off, but it's early in the day. We're going to get into reading a little bit of good energy from a Calley Means, MD, with Calley Means. Excuse me. Good energy. I want to share a vision of health that is big and bold. It predates health and longevity on something simple. Excuse me. It predicates health and longevity on something simple, powerful, and absolutely fundamental. A single psychological phenomenon that can change almost everything about how you feel and function today and in the future. It's called good energy. And the reason it has such a life-changing impact is that it governs the very essence of what, quite literally, makes you tick. Whether your cells have the energy to do their jobs of keeping you nourished, clear mind, hormonally balanced, immune protected, heart healthy, structurally sound, and so much more. Having good energy is the core underlining psychological function that, more than any other process in your body, determines your predilection to great mental and physical health or to poor health and disease. Good energy is also known as metabolic health. Metabolism refers to the set of cellular mechanisms that transform food into energy that can power every single cell in the body. You might not have thought much about whether you have good energy or not. When cellular energy production is working well, you don't have to think about it or be conscious of it. It just is. Your body has an exquisite set of mechanisms that make good energy happen every second of the day. Those cellular mechanisms create sustained and balanced energy, distribute it to every cell in your body, and clean up the residues from the process that would otherwise clog up the system. Excuse me. When you hold the keys to this one critical bodily process, you can be an outlier, a truly positive kind of outlier. You can feel vital and enlivened and function with clarity of mind. You can enjoy balanced weight, a pain-free body, healthy skin, and a stable mood. If you're of childbearing age and hoping to have kids, you can enjoy the natural state of fertility that is your birthright. If you're getting older, you can live relieved of the nagging anxiety and precipitous physical or mental decline. I think they misworded that. Hold on. You can relive. Let me try that one more time. You can live relieved of the nagging anxiety that precipitous physical or mental decline awaits you. Awaits you, or that you'll develop a disease that runs in the family. Sometimes I notice when I'm starting a new book, or if I haven't been reading in a while, but sometimes just even with a new author, it'll take me a second to get used to the way that they write. Because everybody writes a little bit different, so everybody's use of words is a little bit different, and sometimes some people's flow is a little bit harder for me to pick up on as opposed to others. So, just something I've noticed. All right, moving on. Runs in the family. Okay, when you lose the keys to good energy, however, so much starts to go wrong. Organs, tissues, and glands are, after all, more collections of cells. Collection of cells. See, I wouldn't have just stopped it right there, but anyway, it's just me. Lose the capacity for properly and safely powering those cells. And see, that doesn't. Okay. Organs, tissues, and glands are, after all, mere collections of cells. Lose the capacity for properly and safely powering those cells, and see, I would have put something like when we lose the capacity for properly and safely powering those cells, and no real surprise. See, I don't know, the way this person writes is a little bit strange, but I'll get used to it, or I won't. I don't know, but I'm gonna continue on. All right, so power those cells, and no real surprise, the organs made up of them start to struggle and fail. This means that just about any disease can arise as a result. And today, given the pressures that good energy is under, that's exactly what is occurring. The problem, simply stated, is a mismatch. The metabolic processes that run our bodies evolved over hundreds of thousands of years in a synergistic relationship with the environment around us. Yes. But these environmental conditions around the cells of our body have profoundly and rapidly changed in recent decades. Starting with our diet, yes, including our movement patterns, our sleep patterns, our stress levels, and exposure to non natural chemicals. Things are not as they once were. The one thing that also gets me a little bit suspicious about this person, and that she may have watched my channel and been inspired by it, but the fact that she's not getting into Dr. Bruce Lipton tells me that I'm just being honest with you. My intuition's telling me the reason why she chose not to talk about him is because she feels like it would be too obvious that she got material from me. So by her leaving out Dr. Bruce Lipton, it gives her almost like a excuse to like, it's almost like an alibi. So like, because now she could say, well, if I was really gonna use his work, or essentially kind of like copy his work or whatever, I would have used Dr. Bruce Lipton. So the fact that she doesn't kind of gives her an alibi on some shit. I just don't know why she wouldn't. And somebody as a writer who's probably done a lot of research, I find it hard that she wouldn't have come across his name in the writing of this book, just because that's all about what he did, was the study of cells and how they're affected by the environment. But anyway, maybe his name will pop up later on in the book. If I was her, and most authors I feel would have already brought it up. But anyway, that's just me. So all right, let's continue on here. Where were we? Okay, yeah. Starting with our diet. Yes, including including our movement progress. I already said that. Okay. The environment for the cells of the average modern human is now radically different from what the cells expect and need. Excuse me. This evolutionary mismatch is tripping normal metabolic function into dysfunction, bad energy. And when small cellular disturbances happen in every cell at every moment, the effect is outsized, rippling up into the tissues, organs, and systems of your body, negatively influencing how you feel, think, function, look, age, and even how well you combat pathogens and avoid chronic disease. In fact, almost every chronic health symptom that Western medicine addresses is the result of our cells being beleaguered by how we've come to live. It's a terrible tickle up. Bad energy leads to broken cells, broken organs, broken bodies, and the pain you feel. We have 200 different types of cells in the human body. Oh, I didn't know that. Wow, that's a lot. 200 different types of cells in the human body. And when bad energy shows up in different cell types, different symptoms can arise. For instance, if an ovarian theca cell is experiencing bad energy, it looks like infertility in the form of polycystic ovary syndrome. Wow, they're even going into it. Anyway, this is interesting. If a blood vessel lining cell is experiencing bad energy, it can look like erectile dysfunction, heart disease, high blood pressure, retinal problems, or chronic kidney disease. All issues resulting from poor blood flow or different organs. To different organs, If a liver cell is experiencing bad energy, it can look like non-alcoholic fatty liver acid, NAFLD. In the brain, bad energy can look like depression, stroke, dementia, migraine, or chronic pain, depending on where these dysfunctional cellular processes are most prominently showing up. Recently, research has clearly shown us that every one of those conditions, and dozens more, is linked directly to metabolic issues, a problem with how our cells make energy. Make energy equals bad energy. The way we practice medicine, however, has not caught up with this root-causing understanding. We still treat the organ-specific results of the bad energy, now the bad energy itself, and we will never improve the failing health of our modern population if we don't address the correct issues. Metabolic dysfunction, imbalance, I've been saying, disharmony. Which is why the more we spend on healthcare and the more we work as physicians and the more access to healthcare and medications we provide the patients, the worse the outcomes get. Compared to 100 years ago, we are consuming astronomically more sugar, An example, up to 3,000% more liquid fructose. That's a lot. 3,000% more. God damn. Okay. Working in more sedentary jobs. Yeah. And sleeping 25% less. We're also exposed to over 80,000 synthetic chemicals in our food. 80,000. God damn, that's so much. I sometimes I think this shit really does come from straight up extraterrestrials too. Like, where do we come up with all these crazy chemicals? I mean, I know it's a chemistry set and shit, and people just tinker around all day, so I guess it makes sense that we could. But anywho, let's move on. Chemicals in our food, water, and air. As a result of all these factors and many others, our cells have stopped being able to make energy the way they should. Many aspects of our industrialized life over the past century share a unique and synergetic ability to detect the machinery inside the cells that produce chemical energy. The result, cellular dysfunction throughout our bodies, showing up as the explosion of chronic symptoms and diseases we are facing today. Our body has simple ways to show us whether we have brewing metabolic dysfunction, increasing waist size, suboptimal cholesterol levels, high fasting glucose, and elevated blood pressure. My mom experienced all of them, and 93% of Americans are in the danger zone on at least one key metabolic marker. Excuse me, let me get some coffee real quick. All right. Onward. Shout out to Theo. All right. Aside from some significant excess belly fat, my mom appeared healthy on the outside. She was vibrant, happy, energetic, and actually looked years younger than her age. This is a funny thing about metabolic dysfunction. It doesn't necessarily show up everywhere all at once, and it can look very different in different individuals based on which cell types show the manifestations most obviously. Her case is only one example of something that is happening every day to millions of people and families. I am writing this book because her story is relevant to everyone. Disease isn't some random occurrence that might have happened in the future. It is a result of the choices you make and how you feel today. If you are battling annoying and seemingly non-lethal health issues like fatigue, brain fog, anxiety, arthritis, infertility, erectile dysfunction, or chronic pain, an underlying contributor to those conditions is generally the same thing that will lead to a major illness sometime later in life if nothing changes in how you care for your body. Excuse me. This information stings and can be scary, but it's crucial to convey. If you ignore the minor issues as signs of bad energy brewing inside your body today, you could get much louder signals in the future. This is true. All right, love y'all. I hope you guys have a good day. Bye.